Hey YouTube, it is week 7 of the coronavirus lockdown, and you might be thinking, I want something fun to do in my backyard, something that's not TRAXXAS. And this would be the answer, the Redcat Scout 2 Gen 8 Crawler. This thing is fantastic. I freaking love it. It comes in at a great price point of $259. That's ready to run. You'll just need your battery. But I thought I'd tell you a few things you might want to know about it. So, number 1, battery life is fantastic. This thing is Lipo ready. So all you need to do is throw in your 2S 5,000 milliamp pack, or if you got something bigger, or your 3S pack. You don't have to worry about changing anything on the ESC. It's ready to go in the Lipo position, so that's a nice feature. But speaking of battery life, if you're used to driving fast trucks like trophy trucks, like my Baja Rays that I've had here on the channel, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I was able to just drive this thing today 2 miles. Literally, we walked a mile to the park, drove it around for a little while, and then drove it a mile back. So you'll get anywhere from an hour to, an hour and a half, and that's on a 2S. So that's one thing that is fantastic. It's much better than driving, the Baja Rays and things where a 6S 5,000 milliamp pack will get you 15 minutes. So it's a great option for these long days stuck inside. You can go ahead and just drive it in your backyard. I'm actually working on making a little off-road course for it right now. Secondly, build quality is awesome. I mean, there's really not much you can complain about with this. Redcat did a fantastic job. I know they haven't been very well known in the past for creating a quality brand, but the detail on this thing is fantastic. So you've got all metal shocks all the way around. You've got your preload adjustment. I've actually changed the oil out on mine. I put 25 weight, which makes it a lot more supple. You might like something heavier, but don't go too heavy. I had 60 weight in it before, and there just wasn't enough reaction for the flex. So when you would start to go over an obstacle, the rear wheel wouldn't flex, and then you'd end up just rolling. So keep that in mind. It's got Mod 1 gears all the way around on the portals. Everything's metal. All the links are metal. Redcat did a fantastic job with this. The electronics are pretty good too, from what I've been able to hear. I've had about 10 packs through it. You've got a brushed motor here. I think it's a 550 turn. Brushed motor provides plenty of power. I haven't had a 3S on it, but I mean, it's plenty capable with a 2S. I actually had it at a real-life off-road park, and I mean, it was just climbing these super steep hills. So you really shouldn't have a problem with 2S unless you want longer battery life. Then you might go with a 3S just for that fact. Because remember, anytime you increase the voltage, the amount of power required to do the same amount of work is less. So if you drive it slower on a higher voltage, you will actually have a longer battery life. Let's see. Number 3 could be body detail. I mean, this body is just beautiful. Look at it. I love the way they use the Velcro tape here to let you attach it. There's no body posts, so that is super convenient. I have heard that some people don't like this because after it gets sufficiently dirty, right, you end up with, I don't know, the Velcro getting clogged full of mud and stuff like that. But I've had it in really dusty environments, haven't really gone through mud, but water, all that, it has not affected it. Number 4, I think we're on, the ability to upgrade. There's tons of upgrades available for this thing. You can swap out both axles with all metal. They've got all metal, all metal portals that you can put on. You can get all metal wheels. You can get a servo mount for the axle. So if that's something that you're trying to go with, you can get lights. They're pre-drilled holes for the lights all the way around. I've seen guys get roof racks on them. So there's a ton of upgradability on this. Another thing that's really nice is it has these sort of built-in rock sliders down the sides. So when you do start going over a lot of stuff, you don't catch the body panel and rip it. So Redcat just did a fantastic job. Now, flex, man, this thing has so much flex. I went ahead, let's see if I can kind of show you here. So we're already, I don't know, what is that? Probably 2/3 of a foot. I mean, it has no problem climbing straight up like curbs. You know, the flat-walled curbs that you might find in your street or on your sidewalk. It'll just climb straight up those things. I've just been able to go over so much stuff that it's almost silly. I had it on a little bit of an incline tester, and I was able to get to 36 degrees off camber without rolling. So a lot of people say it is a little bit top heavy, which it is. I will admit it's a little top heavy, but if you just kind of consider that, that's like this without rolling. So I don't know if that's really coming across in the video or not, but that's pretty dang steep. I also was able to climb up 44 degrees on plywood. So it's like that. One thing that will end up limiting you though is the front bumper and the rear bumper, right? Because if you notice, right, it's longer here, and then this sticks out here. So when you're trying to go up and climb obstacles, you end up hitting this when in actuality your tires would be able to climb up it. But that is adjustable. So you can pop this body off and adjust everything. Sorry if it's shaky. Adjust these guys here. Push this in more, or just plain take it off. You don't have as much with the front, but you can just plain take it off. So there's so many options for bodies and different adjustments. I mean, each one of the shock towers, I've got it set on the medium height here, which gives you a little bit more ground clearance while not affecting your droop. If you go ahead and put it all the way down, your droop ends up being a little bit longer, but that's really it, guys. For the price point on this thing, it is just a killer. $259. I think the closest TRAXXAS option is like $500, and we all know how I feel about TRAXXAS products. They just don't last. So in this guy here, you've got a Hexfly ESC. I mean, the motor's solid, everything metal. You know, there's really not much to break, and you're not going very fast, so I don't see the point in spending $500 on a crawler with TRAXXAS electronics that are most likely going to fail me. So this is a great option. I definitely recommend heading over and purchasing it from your local hobby store if you're looking for something fun and easy to do in the backyard. So until next time, have a good one.